a brand new Girls Talk episode. I feel like it has been such a long time since I've last done one of these, and that feels kind of weird because I used to do these so regularly and it's so much fun talking to you guys, just relaxing, chilling with a cup of tea and a stuffed animal. Today I'm joined by my little unicorn. So I just really felt the need to sit down and to talk to you guys again, to do a little like sleepover party situation. I don't know, just a girls' date, catching up together in our rooms. So grab your stuffed animal, grab yourself a cup of tea or a nice refreshing drink, and let's get into it. So I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted to send me questions, and a lot of you guys did, so thank you so much for that. And let's get started with the first question. How to feel confident in swimsuits. So obviously it is bikini season. I just did a bikini unboxing, which will already be up by the time that you're watching this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And yeah, this is obviously the time of the year where everybody is wearing swimsuits, and if you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, then that can be a very difficult time. And I can definitely relate to that because I used to be so insecure, not confident at all, and it gradually changed, and now I'm at a point in my life where I just don't care what other people think of me. I'm kind of over it, and I feel like once you get older, you realize that your body is your temple, and that sounds so cliche, I know, but it's so true. Like, this is a body that you have to live with for the rest of your life. You don't get any other body, so you have to be kind to it, and not only with the nutrients that you put into your body, not only with working out, not only with like self-care, putting on creams, but also with positive affirmations, words of kindness. Because if you're constantly telling yourself you're ugly, you're fat, you're too this, you're too that, you're basically self-sabotaging your life, and you know, your body isn't gonna change from those awful words. So first step in feeling confident is be kind to yourself. Tell yourself that you're beautiful. Go look in the mirror and compliment your body. And I know that can be kind of awkward, but trust me, it's something that I do very often, and that really helps me and helps me have a better relationship with my body. And then secondly is to realize that everybody is a bikini body. So no matter what your shape is, or your size, or your skin color, or whatever it is that you feel kind of insecure about, maybe you have body acne that you feel insecure about, it doesn't matter. If you have a body and you have a bikini, you automatically have a bikini body. And again, I know I'm just stating cliches, but talking about these kind of things and repeating these kind of things really helps for me, because it's so true, and that's why everybody keeps saying it, because it's just simply the truth. So if you're kind to yourself and you realize that you don't need a specific physique in order to wear a bikini, then you already made such amazing progress, and then all you need to do is just don't give a fuck. I know that sounds hard, and it's definitely the hardest step, because oftentimes we are so afraid of what other people are going to think of us. But you know, those other people that are on the beach or at the pool, they don't care what you look like. They're just busy enjoying their own day. They're just minding their own business. And even if they are talking about you, then you know, those are people that you're just going to see once in your life. Like, are you really going to let them ruin your day, your summer, your life? I don't think so. So those are the steps that I usually take in my head in order to feel confident and feel comfortable. And then what also really helped me is to realize that nobody is perfect, and that people will always criticize you, because I have heard that I was too skinny, I have heard that I was too fat, I have heard every single mean comment under the sun, and it made me realize that it's never good enough. Like, even when I was at my lightest weight, I got bullied so much for being like a skeleton, etc. And then when I was a little bit heavier, I kind of regretted not enjoying my skinny body when I still had it. So, you know, the grass is always greener on the other side. Nobody's perfect, and even if you have the perfect body in the eyes of somebody else, like even I sometimes get comments saying like, oh my god, you have the perfect body. I have a lot of insecurities myself as well. I don't think of my body as being the perfect body at all whatsoever, but somebody else might think that that is their dream body. What I'm trying to say is, when you have that body, you are not thinking that. Like, even Victoria's Secret supermodels are super insecure, and trust me, I've met so many models during my whole modeling career, the most beautiful women on the planet Earth, and they were super insecure. So once you realize all that, it becomes a little bit easier to be comfortable and confident. And also, a more like practical tip is to get swimwear like this swimwear that makes you happy and that makes you feel comfortable. For me, when I was younger, I used to be on a little bit more of a budget, and therefore I would not spend as much money on a bathing suit, and I would go to stores like H&M, or I would buy off of Shein. And that made me so insecure because the fit of their bikinis were just so horrible for my body type. And I always thought that it was just me, like my body was just weird. And I never thought that it was the bathing suit's fault. But then when I got older and I got a little bit more expensive swimwear, and by the way, it doesn't have to be super expensive. Like, for example, Aurel has really affordable, well, in my opinion, affordable. I know that's relative, obviously, but in my opinion, a little bit more affordable swimwear, but super high quality, and the fit of that is just so amazing for me. Whereas at H&M, you could sometimes get bikinis for the exact same price and it looks horrible. So it's also just trial and error with the actual pieces of clothing that you have on. Some things just fit better than others, and it's not your body's fault, it's the fault of the clothing item or the bikini or the bathing suit. It's not your fault, never. So that's also kind of like a process that you have to go through, finding the right items that you feel comfortable in, that don't dig into your skin, that don't feel too tight, that aren't too loose. And even if you only have like one bikini for the entire summer, that doesn't matter. If it's one piece that you invest a little bit more money into, but that makes you feel like 10 times happier, then it's totally worth it, in my opinion. Also, for my itty bitty titty gang, if you have small boobs and you're insecure about that, I used to be very insecure about my non-existent boobs when I was like 16. I had such small boobs, and it was like the worst problem in my life because I thought everybody on the beach was making fun of me. You have so many amazing bikinis with padding, with push up, that give it a little bit more oomph. I also used to wear bikinis with ruffles a lot back in the day, and that helped me gain so much more confidence. So that's definitely a huge tip, and I could ramble on about this for ages. Like, it's only the first question and I'm already like 10 minutes into filming. I'm crazy. I'm sorry for talking so much, but that's what you get when you ask me a question like this. I'm sorry. How to deal with body shaming, going into the same kind of topic. Body shaming is so horrible, and I still don't get why people do it, especially of course in real life. Like, how could you be so mean that you make such a ridiculous remark? But also online, like, what's the point? Why do people take the time out of their day to make somebody else more miserable? Like, there's no fun in that. Nobody gains anything from it. It's just the worst. So like I said, how to deal with the haters is just don't give a fuck about them, because their opinion doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. If they don't like you, then bye. Thank you, next. Ariana said it first, but it's so true. Like, those people don't even deserve a thought in your head. And I know it's easier said than done, but just ignore and move on. Life goes on. Like, I literally have that tattooed on my body. It's a BTS song. And for me, that means that even through the hardest days, even through the darkest times, life will go on. So if somebody tells you that you look ugly, that you look too fat or too skinny, just think to yourself, this too shall pass, life goes on. Your comment is hurtful in a moment, but I'm just gonna move on with my life, because that's what life is. It's taking everything in, taking a deep breath, and moving on. That's really the only way that you could deal with it, in my opinion. Then how can you heal your gut? So I have had so many stomach issues in my life. It is crazy. So this for me all started when I came back from Cape Town. So in case you didn't know, I lived in Cape Town, South Africa for 3 months. And before I lived there, I never really had any stomach problems. But whilst I was there, I got I hope that you're not eating, but I got a lot of like diarrhea and everything, and my stomach was just so bloated. And after being in Cape Town and then arriving back here in Amsterdam, I just got the worst stomach cramps. I literally thought that there was something so severely wrong with me. I went to the doctor multiple times, run tests, and it was just such a stressful time. Also because it made me feel so insecure to be bloated, but also the pain was unbearable, worst pain I ever had. So gut health issues, I can totally relate to that. And how I've healed it is, number one, cut out foods out of my diet that triggered my stomach issues. And for me, that was dairy. I did multiple tests and I'm lactose intolerant, so I cut out all dairy products, no cheese, no yogurt, and that was definitely hard for me because I love cheese so much, especially feta cheese. I miss it so much on a daily basis. I crave it, but I recently discovered vegan cheese, and trust me, it's so good. We have come to a point in life where there are so many amazing alternatives available to meat, like to fish even. You have like fake tuna that tastes exactly the same, but also dairy products. The cheese that I now have is so good. I'm a Dutchie from the Netherlands, so cheese in our culture is like super important, and like everybody eats cheese here. So now I have this like typical Dutch cheese and then a vegan variety, and it's so good, makes my day. My mom even makes vegan pizzas with it. So, you know, it wasn't even that bad to cut out things out of my diet. You have to just find alternatives for it. And then through tests that I did at the doctor's office, I also found out that I can't eat hazelnuts. That triggers a reaction, so I stopped eating that. Not that I ate many of those, but you know, you can't eat Nutella and you know, mixed nuts and just plain hazelnuts. You can't eat that. Also in chocolate there's sometimes hazelnuts, so I cut that out of my diet, and that worked so well. Also eating more regularly, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the same time every single day. Taking your probiotics, obviously everybody says it, but it is so important. You have like probiotic gummies that you can take, and also fermented foods like kimchi and kombucha, for example, which is a fermented drink, are supposedly really good for your gut. So yeah, maybe you could try that out. And then last but not least, a huge factor for me is eliminating stress. And that might be the hardest one because cutting out foods and taking supplements is, you know, pretty easy once you get into it. But stress, like sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes there's just a really stressful period in your life and you can't seem to relax. Sometimes sleeping is hard, and that definitely has its effect on your gut health. So yeah, for me it was also really hard to eliminate stress, especially during the whole pandemic. But now I'm in a much better mental state, and I noticed that my stomach issues are like barely there. It has improved so much for me, and I think the biggest contributor is just the fact that I'm way more relaxed. What really helps me relax is watching K-pop videos, MVs, variety shows, because that just makes me really happy. But also reading books, walking my dog, spending days at the beach, hanging out with my friends more often. I used to be so focused on work, and I didn't invite my friends. I feel like I didn't have time for everything. But now I feel like, you know, I should prioritize other stuff, like family and friends should come first. And then my work, it's important, of course. You guys are very important to me, but it's not the most important part of my life. And when you realize that, you know, sometimes your stomach issues go away, or other issues that you might have, I feel like the mental state of somebody is so connected to their body's state and their body's health. So yeah. If you could eliminate stress, that probably will help tremendously. Also, maybe try like lavender essential oil to sleep better, or like these pillow mists if you have trouble sleeping. I hope it helps. And then I rambled on for such a long time. So let's do like short questions. Favorite musician? I think that 80s currently is my absolute favorite K-pop group. Obviously, K-pop is my preferred genre. But after seeing them live, I am just so obsessed with them. I can't get over it. I mean, look at this. This is the Fellowship concert in Seoul DVD, and oh my god, I'm so in love with 80s. Their music makes me so happy. So those are my favorites at the moment. And then, what was your first job and how did you enjoy it? My first job ever was being a tutor. I always wanted to be a teacher growing up, so I tried tutoring in English and French, and I really liked it. It's so fun to work with kids, but it was definitely also very challenging and very hard at times. Then, what are you doing these days? So I am traveling a lot, which is amazing. I feel so blessed that I can travel and take you guys along with me. So expect lots and lots of more travel vlogs. Also, I booked such an exciting trip with my best friend. I'm not going to tell you where to exactly, but it has something to do with K-pop. Not Korea though, that's a little bit too far right now. One day, guys, one day. I'm manifesting it, but it has something to do with K-pop. It's going to be massive and I'm so excited for it. So these days it's lots and lots of traveling and I'm all here for it. So yeah, I went to Spain, mainland Spain. I'm going to Ibiza in 2 days and then to somewhere else, which is still a secret. And then, okay, final question. How is Pommy? Thank you for asking. Pommy is my dog, in case you didn't know. Pommy is doing so well, you guys. He has definitely made so much progress. In the beginning, when he was still a puppy, we had so many behavioral issues with him, like his constant barking, and he tended to be, you know, a little bit much, like lots and lots of energy, definitely a handful. But now that he's getting older, he's getting a little bit calmer. We have such a good bond. I'm literally with him every single day of my life. I work from home, so he's with me 24/7 and we cuddle all the time, we kiss all the time. Pommy is currently a little fluff ball. You can't even see him, but he's always just laying right here, just chilling whilst I'm filming. Hi, little guy. Mommy loves you so, so much. You're such a cutie. Okay, he's just gonna sleep, you guys. I think he's really tired and he's dreaming about bones and food and chicken. Yeah, thank you for asking, and I'm doing well as well. That was also a question. How are you? I'm doing great. Much better mental state. I'm very happy. I feel very grateful, and yeah, 2022 is a good year so far. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope this year is also treating you very nicely. Please let me know your upcoming plans, maybe travel plans, and then me and my uni, that's his name, uni, say bye bye. Thank you for watching. Love you loads.